We got some criticism from our internal members, which was like, hey, most of the people that you've interviewed are fit, right? Which is good feedback. They're like, you need to interview some of like the more regular people, the people that don't look fit and scary. Think about it from the person that you want to interview is the person you want to target. So if you know anything about avatars or anything like that, I want to interview the person I want to target. Welcome back, everybody, to Jerk Block Talk. I'm Jason Fernandez. Today we're going to talk a little bit about something that I don't think a lot of gyms do frequently enough, and quite frankly, we didn't do a ton of it when we first started either because we just didn't know how to do it, and most of you know that when we're doing something that we're not familiar with, we tend to just avoid it, just like we would in fitness. It's no different in your business, but more importantly, it's very, very common with regard to social media and creating content. So we're going to talk a little bit about member testimonials. If you're not doing this, you should be, right? So you telling everybody that your business is great is entirely different than somebody else telling people that your business is great. And your biggest benefit with regard to testimonials is member testimonials, right? So your clients are your best salespeople, right? It's a given that you think your business is great. Other people have to say that, let them sell it for you. But now you have to capture the story. So first thing you need to do, figure out who those people are. So you might have an ideal client that you want to bring in. If you follow Two Brain Business, you think about, or Michael Michalowicz, you can think about seed clients, or who those people are who are your favorite people. There's an exercise to go about, figure out who those people are, but just figure out some people in your gym that you really, really love, that bring you a lot of happiness. Shoot them an email. If you don't have any of those people, just shoot an email out to your whole member base. Guys, we're looking to do some member testimonials. If you'd be interested in doing that, please let us know. Perfect. So now you've got some candidates for that. Preferably you want people who want to do it. Trying to pull people in who are a little bit weary or have some hesitation about doing that can make for awkward video, and that's really not what you want it to be. Once you've got those people, then there's two parts to your testimonial. So I need the interview, and then I need B-roll. If you're not familiar with B-roll, it's the movement video that you're going to do voiceover on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to link a couple different videos throughout this video of testimonials that we've done over the years. So B-roll is like video of the class, of the member, of stuff that's going on in there, of that particular person. So the B-roll is just get a camera, follow that person around, let them know beforehand, hey, I'm going to kind of get in your face potentially, so that they are not changing what they're doing because the camera's in their face. If you've got a pretty high-end camera where you can get some zoom in and get close without making it awkward for them, that's ideal. But if you just let them know beforehand, it'll work out. Then the interview, okay? There's a lot of ways to do this. But the general rule of thumb is, if I'm gonna make a 3-minute video, that's gonna probably take something between 15 to 20 minutes of interviewing to get 3 minutes. That's including your B-roll. So you're gonna need the B-roll to overlay on top of the audio so that you can have an interactive, pretty engaging type of member testimonial. Send them the questions beforehand, okay, so that they know and they can think about the answers when they do that. Okay, so they have the idea, like, when did you start? What do you like about CrossFit? What was your biggest hesitation? What do you like most about our gym? What's your favorite thing about CrossFit? What's your least favorite thing about CrossFit? What's your best experience since you've been here? How has it changed your life in the gym? How has it changed your life outside of the gym? Quite frankly, any questions you want or do you think that would be engaging, put them on the table and put it out there. Then once you have them set up, there's a couple different ways to do this. So first thing you want to think about is kind of lighting and the scenery. If you can get somebody mic'd up, that's ideal. Audio is king. Get them mic'd up. If you don't have a camera, use a phone. If you don't have any equipment to doing that stuff, take a look at this video here. That'll give you an idea of kind of how to start this process. But if you don't have any equipment, just borrow it from somebody. Somebody in your gym has the tools to do this. So borrow it and then collect it, and then send it out to be edited, and we'll talk about that at the end. Now, when you sit them down, have them sit down, have them be comfortable, think about the backdrop. If you can put a logo in the background here, ideal. If not, just make sure it's not a bunch of garbage and trash in the background that people are gonna be looking at. I don't want anything to distract from the member and what their story is. If you can, preferably do it in a time of the day where there's nothing going on in the background, so it's quieter, if not completely quiet. Now, when you're sitting the member in or sitting the member down, preferably this is the camera right in front of me. I would probably want to be sitting off of here, and I want my athlete to be in thirds. So if you don't know the rule of thirds with regard to photography, if you look at this screen, I have basically a third line here and a third line here. I want to put the athlete on one of those lines and not have them talk directly to the camera, because it's just weird for people who have not done that. I still think it's weird. I talk to this damn thing all the time. So what that would look like in action would be like, I would have my athlete here, I would have them talking to me this way, so they're having a conversation with me, which is much more normal than trying to talk to a camera. If people are not familiar with talking to a camera, it's just weird, it's gonna make the interview weird, and you're not gonna get the product that you want. So set them off to the third, turn them so they're not talking to the camera, you're gonna get them talking, have them talk to you here. And then lastly, the thing that happens a lot when you're giving the interview, preface this with the athlete before you talk to them. Hey, Johnny, when I ask you a question, I want you to repeat the question and then answer it. So for instance, you would say, Johnny, what is your favorite thing about CrossFit Rife? I want Johnny to respond like this. My favorite thing about CrossFit Rife is the coaching staff and the community, right? If you don't have the question in the answer, it's really hard to edit it so that somebody understands what it is that they're talking about. So just have them repeat the question and then have them roll through it. If they don't, you can edit the video. So just be like, hey, real quick, stop where you're at. Can you just repeat the question and then answer it from that way? Because you can edit this whole thing. Let them know that this whole thing can be edited. Let them see it before you release it. Get them comfortable. Talk to them for a couple of minutes before you turn the camera on, or turn it on, talk about nothing prior to get them relaxed in front of the camera, then start asking them the questions. The more relaxed they get, the more they forget about this camera, the more candid it'll be, the better their story will be, and they're gonna give you those gems, and they're gonna open up and they're gonna tell that story that you may not know about. Which brings me to another point. Be prepared for people to tell you something you didn't know in front of the camera. When they do, dig a little bit deeper. Ask them some personal questions. That stuff is important. You wanna capture it because that is the story that you wanna tell. Once you've got all that stuff, if you don't know anything about editing videos, that's fine. We use Monkey Reel Media. I'll put some of their video up here to link out to it. If you want to contact those guys, Justin and those guys do a great job with our media. I send him all of our kind of stuff that's going to take a lot of time, stuff that has a lot of B-roll that needs quite a bit of editing. I'll send it to him. Otherwise, I do quite a bit of the editing myself. Outside of that, we need to redo ours. So we just kind of came to this conclusion. We have, I think, 15 or 16 testimonials within our website, but we got some criticism from our internal members, which was like, hey, most of the people that you've interviewed are fit, right? Which is good feedback. They're like, you need to interview some of like the more regular people, the people that don't look fit and scary. Think about it from the person that you want to interview is the person you want to target. So if you know anything about avatars or anything like that, I want to interview the person I want to target, right? So think young man, young woman, old woman. If you're trying to target different ethnicities, right? So if you have a pretty diverse population, you want to get as many people in there and try to make sure that what you're doing is capturing the fact that like you have a diverse population in your gym, and it's not just for like young guys or like old ladies or something like that. Capture all of that stuff. So if you can't edit, have somebody else edit it for you, even if it's just a member. Even a poorly edited video is better than nothing, so just start capturing this stuff. And what I think is you're gonna find some pretty cool stories within your gym. One of them, I'll link this one up here, Jake, who's now an intern for our gym, and hopefully will be a coach with us. An amazing story. We shared that, CrossFit, they shared it on their social medias. That video got a reach of like 2 million people and like almost 600,000 views. So, and we're not unique. As unique as that story is, most gyms have a story that is very similar. Find out who those people are, let them tell their story, and then share it with the world. So I hope this helps, guys. If you have any questions about this stuff, this can be kind of an uncomfortable place to kind of start diving into. Shoot me an email, drop a comment in the comments below. And if you like this content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll see you next time. Thanks.